This is activity 6-2, working with arrays. Now, what is an array? An array is a large selection of data that is of the same data type. If you want to think of it as, well, here's an example, IP addresses. All of my IP addresses could be wrapped up into a subnet, and the subnet would be my array. Every IP address in there is an array element. Or employee number, that's a field, and every individual number in the employee number is an array element. Now, arrays can be declared, they can be created, they can be named. Now, we do have here a file that's open. It's called running total array. That's called the design. So it makes sense. It's just a bunch of data that we've put in here, right? It does have a running total, right? Now, let's expand this. We can see that there's the running total. Now, we're going to insert a group into this. Now, different ways of doing it. Right here is our insert a group. And what are we going to group on? Now, we're going to select the order ID. So, orders, order ID, and we're going to say OK. Then there's the group, right? That's fine. Now, let's display that first. There's the order ID. And we scroll down, and that's fine. Now, let's go back to our design. Now, we're going to do a while printing records. Remember, this is going to evaluate one after the other, after the other, after the other. So let's go over here to our running total fields. Right? And no, we're actually going to do a formula field for this. New formula field, we're going to call it running total. And this is going to be a while printing records. We're going to set a currency variable, and it is going to be an array called run total or run tot. We're going to do another number variable called n, and n is going to be equal to n plus 1. So it's going to run through this over and over and increment by 1. Now we're going to do a redim. Oops. Now this may seem a little bit odd here, this redim preserve. That means keep what you have discovered or formulated up to this point. Keep it, right? And it becomes the new running total. And that's what we're doing here. We're keeping what was solved, and we're still going to work on it. So then we're going to run that variable that we declared. Oops, square bracket. And this is going to equal sum. Order amount up above. Plus order ID. And sum. This variable that we declared. 1 to n. 1 to n. So each time. Each time. Now I am going to check the formula. And I kind of knew because of that right there. And let's do a semicolon. And I am missing a closing bracket right at the end of ID here. And let's run that again. So it says I am still missing I am missing a bracket right at the very end of that. And there we go. And let's save and close that. So I've just defined some variables and an array. Right. Now we're going to bring that formula into the details section. Now we're just going to do a couple of suppressions here. In the report header B, we're just going to suppress it and no drill down. And in the group header 1, we're going to suppress it, no drill down. And in my footer, we're going to suppress it, no drill down. And let's just have a preview of this. So there's the running total. And it continues, and it continues, and it continues. And it adds it up. Now, yes, we could have done just a regular running total. That was possible, right? But this proves what an array can do with variables. And that's the end of this exercise.